was too. I mean, record collection, all that stuff. Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's going to just. Okay. The only thing I did was I started out learning chords. And you can't play that all day, so I just got to play. I quit in high school. Played an instrument.
I have no words to express my joy to be back on stage here and have our audience in front of us. And for those who are online, thank you for being with us tonight. If you go to the symphony, you know the rules. You have to turn your cell phone off, and please, no flash photography, no recordings any type, and no live streaming. So those are rules, you know. My very dear friend, American friend, who is no longer with us, but he never missed any of our concerts. Once he told me, you have to speak slowly, because with your accent, people do not understand what you're saying. So I will try to follow that advice. My love to music, I owe to my mom. When I was 5.5, she noticed that I tried to play children's song on the toy piano. And she brought me to the special music school for talented students, where I was for 11 years. My mom never missed any of my concerts, and she supported me in my desire to become professional musicians. So I'm very grateful for that. She died 26 years ago, very young. But every time I go on stage, I think of her. And I'm thinking how happy she would be to see me doing what she was dreaming of for me. And this is why I'd like to start the concert with my mom's favorite piece, Nocturne by Frédéric Chopin. at school, from the very beginning, I participated in all concerts, played at the competitions, and when I was graduating, I played Rachmaninoff Concerto No. 3 with the symphony orchestra. And my teacher brought me LP with Van Cliburn playing that concerto at Tchaikovsky competition. How could I know at that time that I will be living in the same city where Van Cliburn lives and even meet him? I couldn't even dream about that. So I was 11 years I was at school, and it combined a program of school and a musical college. And also I was at regular public school, which I graduated with a gold medal, and my math teacher wanted me to go to university, but I couldn't imagine spending all my life with numbers. So I decided to go to conservatory. And here I have to say about my teachers. I was so lucky because my teachers were not only my music mentors, they were much more. They were my friends, they were my moms. My school teacher was inviting me for vacation to her summer house. She cooked for me. And my professor at the conservatory, we kept in touch with her till the last day of her life, because she moved to Israel. And I always sent her our recordings from the concert because her opinion was very important to me. She knew who I was and who I become. And we talked a lot, so I'm missing that conversation. In music school, it happens that we were at the same music school with Eugene. And we played at the same concert stage when we were 7, but we didn't know each other, and we actually figured out about that 30 years later, when my mom sent me the article from the old newspaper she carefully kept with all memorable stuff. So at the conservatory, I met Eugene. First, I fell in love with the sound of his violin. He was a winner of the competition and performed with a symphony. I went to the concert and I noticed him. And then it happened that in a while, the group of students from conservatory went for tour. So we played in different cities of Azerbaijan. I didn't mention that we were born in Baku, beautiful city on the shore of the Caspian Sea in the Soviet Union. So on that tour, I accompanied Eugene's friend. And it happened that he didn't have an accompanist. So I was asked to accompany him. We started playing together, and through the music, we fell in love. And one of the first pieces we played together is a Tchaikovsky melody, which we will perform for you. In 1 year, we got married and had our first child. We were on the last course of conservatory, and we wouldn't be able to graduate and have our career without the help of our parents. Unfortunately, Eugene's mom passed away last October, and his dad in a very not in good condition to be at the concert because they never missed our concert. So without parents, we couldn't do anything. They always gave us a hand. So after graduating conservatory, I was working there, and Eugene worked with the symphony. So we were performing, and then Eugene decided to go to a Moscow conservatory, continue his studies, and got his doctorate. And we played all recitals together. So life was good, everything seems good. And then in 1988, the conflict erupted on the border with Armenia and Azerbaijan. And that conflict slowly came to Baku. We never believed that it could happen because Baku was a very multinational city. There were lots of mixed family like ours. I'm half Russian, my mom was half Azerbaijan Russian, Eugene is Armenian, so lots of families like that. And the situation was getting worse and worse. We had tanks in the city, army, to protect the citizens. We had curfew, there was a violence. So we knew that these ethnic problems can be resolved very easily. And we started thinking, what can we do? Where can we move? We tried to go to Moscow, but it was impossible. It was very special. You need to get like a residency, and it was impossible to do. At that time, America granted refugee status to those who tried to escape. The same how they do with Armenians. I mean, with the Ukrainians right now. And we decided to apply for that refugee status. But it wasn't easy to do. Eugene went to Moscow, to American consulate, American embassy, and there are KGB officer checking your papers, your passport, and putting your name on the list. And then who knows what could happen. You could be fired from work, or even something worse could happen. So they got our papers, and we had to wait for the interview. And we had to keep it in secret. You couldn't say anyone. And guess what happened when we came for the interview to Moscow? We saw lots of our neighbors and people from Baku. We just couldn't share with each other. You know, we were afraid to share. So we were granted that refugee status. We came back home, and the situation was getting worse and worse. We packed our stuff, and we left actually everything behind. We had some 3 suitcases with the clothes, and we went to Moscow, where we rented tiny one-room apartment just to wait until we can go to America, because Soviet Union government didn't allow us to go. And we were so lucky, because and why we left so quickly, because Eugene's parents and Eugene were fired from work only because they were Armenians. So we were in Moscow, and we, in a couple of days, understood how good that we left on time. We didn't wait till the last moment, because it started some very cruel things happened in Baku. Our friends told us. Children were killed, women were raped, and it was like really, really bad things, a bloody war. And we realized that the most precious things is your life. And all this stuff you can get. Like now we have everything, but your life is very important. So Eugene found a job. He worked in 3 orchestras to support the family, and we even didn't think of playing together because there was no time. And I didn't have washing machine. I had to wash everything with my hands. I didn't even think about playing the piano. We just had to survive. And then Eugene's dad came there to help us. And he said, life is going on. We're alive, so let's be grateful. And he managed to get tickets for performances and for the concert for us, for kids, and our kids were 7 and 9 at that time. So life started again, and he told me, you have to go and practice piano in our friend's house, because you're a good musician, you have to be prepared to go in America, you have to be on your top. So our friend invited us to the concert to Moscow Conservatory. And we haven't been at the concert maybe for a year, because in Baku, with that situation, no one needed concerts. So we were sitting there, and it was duo, violin, piano duo, and they played the pieces which were in our program. So I look at Eugene, and we both had tears in our eyes. And in that very moment, we decided, so one day we have to start playing together, and it will happen. So we will play for you one of the pieces which were on that program, and this piece is always in our repertoire. It's a Brahms scherzo. So our government still didn't want to let us go. There was no rule for us to leave. And Eugene tried to find an alternative way. So he worked with a Mexican conductor, and that conductor helped me to get a contract with the symphony orchestra in Mexico, in Toluca. And Eugene left, and he had to send me invitation for me and for kids. 3 months, I couldn't get my paper ready. They didn't let me go. And I was so nervous because the Iron Curtain was still there, and Soviet Union was on the edge of collapsing. And I thought maybe if they close the border, we will never see each other again. But after 3 months, finally, we were on the plane to Mexico. And the moment I stepped on the Mexican soil, I felt the freedom in the air. I was like in paradise because I saw Eugene. We were together, we were young, and we were ready to start new life from scratch. And what we had $500, which our government allowed us to bring with us. We had our education and a courage. That's it. No friends, no relatives. And we would like to play Elgar, Salud de Amor. The orchestra in Mexico was very international. musicians from the United States, from Latin America, from Russia, from Poland were there. So we had a good company, we can communicate, we had lots of parties, so the life was very, very happy. We played together with other musicians, but I didn't have a piano at home, and once we were at the party, and I saw the piano, I asked permission, can I play a little bit? And the contractor from the orchestra heard me playing and said, let your wife come to my office tomorrow. So I came, and he put lots of music for me to read. I have pretty good sight reading, so next day he invited me for a job. So I had a job. We played with a group of musicians, different venues, and I learned Spanish while traveling with musicians. So I spoke very good Spanish at the end of our stay. We stayed in Mexico for 1 year. And we knew that America is our goal. We had to go to America. I wouldn't tell you how much energy and effort Eugene spent to get our papers from Moscow, American embassy to Mexico. That is a different story. But finally, they got there. And Eugene said, I don't want to go like everyone goes. The way I need to find my way. I need to find a job in America. I want to go and work there. So the opportunity came, the Dallas Symphony came to perform in Mexico City. And the concertmaster of the symphony suggested to try position in Midland, Texas. First violin in quartet and concertmaster of the Midland Odessa Symphony. He said it's not a great job, but it's a good place to start life in America. So Eugene went to play audition, and he got that job. And as usual, he went first to prepare everything for us. In a month, we supposed to meet at the Texas-Mexican border. Eugene should come from the American side, and our friend supposed to bring me and my kids in the car from Mexico. You have to remember that in 1991, there were no cell phones. And what Eugene said, where we meet, where people change buses to go to America. That's it. Okay, we came in Nuevo Laredo to the border. And Eugene said one thing, do not cross the border without me, because I had all papers, we had to cross the border together. So with my friend, and he's from Peru, very agitated, so we come to there's a bridge, and there's an immigration officer, and he said, either cross or go back. So we did it twice. And the third time, my friend said, I'm crossing the border. I said, no. And here we are, in immigration office, detained. And that immigration officer, they asked me, where's your husband? And I don't know. So 5 hours we spent there. And finally, our friend was smart enough, so he took a taxi and went to the bus station. And Eugene was there waiting for us. So when he came, I couldn't say a word, I just cried. So we met, and we were together again. And we went to Midland, Texas. Here we are in Midland, Texas. First, it was a culture shock. After living in big cities, so no language, no friends, no TV, no tape recorder, no piano. And Eugene was busy with orchestra rehearsal with the quartet, but I was sitting at home, and we got very sad. We got a nostalgia because there were no Russian to speak with. We missed our family, and we will play for you a piece of music, Rachmaninov vocalist, with lots of melancholy in there, and I think it describes our feelings at that time. had a very serious conversation with Eugene. He said, we have to leave our past behind. It always will be with us, but we have to look forward with an optimism. He said, you have to get your driver's license and go to the orchestra hall and practice. He said, I'm busy, here's a book, and you learn. So I did. I got my driver's license, and I started practicing at the orchestra hall. And very soon, we realized what the real treasure of Midland was, its people. Conductor of the orchestra, friends of the quartet and symphony opened their houses for me to practice their pianos. And this is how I met my American parents. My American mom, Kathleen Jensen, was a pianist. He was retired and he played at the church. He was the one who introduced me to the beautiful arrangement which I play every Sunday here. They were like grandparents to my kids. They kept our kids while we were touring with Eugene in Canada. We met their family and we celebrated together all the big events. So her daughter moved her to Dallas, and I was there right a day before she died. Another friend, Matt Murphy, he was also a friend of the quartet. He gave Eugene his mother's music library because we couldn't bring any music with us, and his mother was a violinist. Matt was a very optimistic person. He helped us. He supported us morally. He said, don't worry about money. Go travel. Go to San Francisco, anywhere, because you will get money. You are such a good musician. Everything will be okay, but don't waste your time. And we followed his advice, for sure. Then we always exchanged letters, birthday cards. And then when he was already old, his daughter moved him to assisted living in upstate New York, and we sent him a recording from our concert, and he called me once and said, you know, I was listening to your Frank Sinatra, and I was sitting and crying by the window because my mom played that piece and it brought me to my childhood. And then a couple of years ago, after our Christmas concert at the church, I found a letter on the piano in the choir room. So I brought it home. I opened the letter. I thought maybe some Christmas greetings or someone liked our concert. And there was obituary for Matt. So he passed away, but he was 90, and he lives very rich and very interesting life. So his daughter wrote me that he kept a stack of CDs by his bed till very last day. And my CD was on the top. So he died with my music. That was very touching, and we were crying with Eugene because we had a feeling that we lost a family member because he was very, very dear friend of ours. There were lots of beautiful moments in Midland. I remember first Christmas concert, symphony Christmas concert, when all audience started singing Silent Night. That was amazing for me. Very, very touching experience because in Soviet Union we didn't celebrate Christmas. And then we prepared a recital with Eugene. We played recital. We introduced ourselves to the community. And after our recital, I sang from the stage those people who let me play their piano. And next day, I got tons of postcards. People invited me to play their piano. They said, it's standing there, please come and play. So that after, you know, when we stayed in Moscow, it was so like different atmosphere. So for me, it was very, very special. And also our performance, after our performance, I was invited to play with the symphony, Midland Symphony, Beethoven Concerto No. 4. Eugene performed with the symphony a couple times. And then I played my recital. And I will play for you the piece I learned for that recital in Chopin, Fantasy Impromptu. Chopin is my favorite composer, so I will play one more Chopin for you. important thing happened to me in Midland. I got my first job. So we had to learn everything from scratch in America. We had no idea how it works, about insurance, about the job, whatever. So Eugene said, you need to find a church to learn language and to meet people. So I found an ad in newspaper. It was a small church, so I came for the interview. And very handsome young minister met me at the office. And he asked me very seriously, can you play the piano? I said, yeah, I can. Because I didn't know, I had no idea what the level is expected. So he said, okay, let's go to the sanctuary. We came to the sanctuary, there was a beautiful piano, grand piano. So he put some hymnal books and asked me to play. So I played those hymns. He said, you are Russian and you play American music. So what else can you play? I said, okay, I will play Chopin Waltz. And I So Pastor James loved to tell the story to the congregation. He said, after she played, I thought, how much she will ask? And I had no idea. So I started working at that church, and we became very good friends. So there were no professional musicians. There were a small worship team, and the lady who was a leader had amazing blue eyes. So we had very good time together, and I helped him from my side. And then before we left Midland, I played farewell concert for them. So we stayed in Midland for 2.5 years, and we were ready to go to bigger city. Eugene already made connection with Fort Worth, and then he played audition and got position of assistant concertmaster with the Fort Worth Symphony. And I, just not long before we left, someone called me and asked to play for ballet class. And dancers from Fort Worth Dallas Ballet Company came and gave class. I played for them. And they were so excited when I said I'm moving to Fort Worth. They said, we will recommend you to our manager. So before we got to Fort Worth, we already had a job. So ballet school wasn't like a couple hours a week, but it was something at the beginning. So we had to start over again, but this time we got some experience. I played with a ballet school for maybe a couple months, and then ballet master from the company heard me playing and invited for the audition, and I got a position of pianist with the Fort Worth Dallas Ballet Company. I worked there for 8 years. So Eugene, with Eugene, we played at the summer festival, and we explored the beauty of the United States because we travel in summer by the car with our kids. We went to Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountain, Michigan, Colorado, Washington State. It was a very, very exciting moment. Got lots of new friends, musicians. Also, I was invited as an official accompanist for a few National Young Artist competitions, for TCU Piano Institute. And we were teaching and tried to establish the same relationship with our students like we had with ours. So till now, we get the letters from them. They share with us their achievements. We are very proud of them. We go to their weddings, engagement, and so on. A new chapter in my life happened in Fort Worth. It's a Unity Church. I'm here for 27 years. Again, I just wanted to find a church, and I found an ad in newspaper, and I came for the interview. We were in a small building, not here on Page Avenue, a very small building. I opened the door and entered. No one was there, and suddenly the alarm went off. And I was scared to death because my English wasn't good. I came out and was waiting for police. And then the gentleman appeared, and happened to be the Paul Roach, the minister of the church. And he said, who are you? Are you the pianist? I said, yes. And he said, you started very loud. We'll see what's happened. So then music director came, and I played some music. She checked my sight reading, and it was December 94, end of December. So from January 95, I played my first service at Unity Church. So people welcomed me, I don't know, I felt like home from the very beginning. And every message I thought it's for me. Those affirmations like a knock and the door will be open, I'm poison, I'm centered and poised on Christ's Spirit, nothing can disturb the calm peace of my soul. Those affirmations helped me to survive in some difficult circumstances in life. But people were amazing, because they had so much love from the very beginning. And they weren't exposed to classical music. I started playing for the offering classical pieces. And in a few weeks, one couple came to me, Jamie and Dale Riddle, and they said, there was a little spinet piano. They said, you deserve a better piano. They invited me to the piano store to choose the piano. And I remember that precious moment when I came to the choir rehearsal on Tuesday night, and choir member met me at the door and said, close your eyes And I entered into the sanctuary, and there was this beautiful, gorgeous piano I enjoyed playing for 27 years. We played, Eugene's parents came in 1996, and we played family concerts there. And some of you maybe remember that concert. We played, all my family, Eugene's parents, because they're musicians, and Eugene and me and our daughter. So it was very exciting, and there were lots of people, so we still have a video of that concert. And during those years, many pieces I played and we played with Eugene became your favorite. And one of those is Meditation by Thais. Every Christmas, people ask me, are you going to play that piece? We want that piece in the program. So we will play it for you. In 1998, we became American citizen. It was, we were very grateful because America became our home. It gave us lots of opportunity. So I was asked, can you play something for the service, something patriotic? And I thought, what can I play? And then I remember that the great Russian pianist Vladimir Horowitz, who left Russia after the revolution, lived in Europe and in the United States. When he became American citizen, he made an arrangement of Stars and Stripes Forever. And I thought maybe I can find music, but there was no printed music. And I was brave enough, I said, okay, I will try to write it down from the recording, learn it from the recording. Maybe not exactly, but something like that. And this is what I've got. Around that time, I had to make a crucial decision because our ballet master left the company and we didn't know what the future for the company will be. So maybe I was losing my job. And Eugene said, maybe we can try some business. You can open some business, learn something other than music. And I was thinking, actually went to learn something, and then I thought, if I do other stuff, I will never practice. And I couldn't live without music. And I decided to stay with music. And I think life gives you lots of opportunity, but it's you who made the decision. And it seems like everything started lining up. For a couple of years, our friend, who is here in the audience, helped us to go to, he was our manager, and helped us to play at the summer festival in Italy. So a couple of summers we went there to perform. Eugene performed with the famous La Scala chamber orchestra. Then I was invited to play with the Fort Worth Symphony for Fort Worth Dallas Ballet production. And then for 3 years, Miguel Harbedoya invited me for 3 opera productions. I was accompanist and coaching Russian for Eugene Onegin, and then Dvorak Rusalka and Mozart Magic Flute for 3 productions. And we played a lot with our friends. We moved to this building in, I think, 2000. And in 2001, we were thinking, we have such a beautiful sanctuary, we have gorgeous piano, why don't we start chamber music series? And with the help of minister and his wife, we started Widget concert in 2001. And we were playing 3-4 concerts a year with our colleagues from Fort Worth Dallas Symphony. And then a couple of times we even invited our friends from abroad. We expanded our repertoire. Now we will play for you Tango by Piazzolla, because Piazzolla's music is absolutely incredible and we couldn't miss that. So it's Tango, it's called Adios Nonino. here at the church, during the service, we play meditation. And meditation, something like I was never fan of Debussy's music before when I was student. I thought I prefer Chopin, Beethoven, more dramatic. And while playing meditation, I started listening to the sound of the piano, and I learned Clair de Lune, and I thought they're so rich in colors of different shades, and that music is not dramatic, but it's just so peaceful. And this music for beauty, and because Debussy was expressionist, so it helped me a lot. And also, I heard a poem by James A.G., and I think it was perfect with perfect goes with Clair de Lune, which became one of the favorite pieces of congregation. Sure, on the shining night of star-made shadows round, kindness must watch for me this side the ground. The late year lies down the north. All is healed, all is health. High summer holds the earth, hearts all whole. Sure, on this shining night I weep for wonder, wandering far alone of shadows on the stars, on this shining night. So it's Debussy, Clair de Lune. 2011, there was a big change in my career. Something unexpected happened here. Our music director left, and I was asked to put together a Christmas program because everything was falling apart. And I was a pianist here for many years. I was happy. So I tried to do my best. We did the choir. I had to conduct the choir. I had to work with the choir, and then faced some challenges because I had to find a pianist who will accompany the choir. It was a rather difficult task, and then find a soloist and do something which I never done here before. But thanks to my education, I was in the choir for 10 years, and I went to the library, got a book how to make choir sound better. So we did a great things. And for years, we performed many difficult pieces. I tried to encourage them. So we had a wonderful time together in the beautiful Christmas concert. First concert, I invited professional vocalists. And then I realized how many talents we have in our community. And my singers, my music team with whom we worked very well together, they're such a talented singer and instrumentalist. They give all their heart, all their love to congregation, to what they are doing. So, and also, they encouraged me to play different styles of music. Some music which I knew, but I never performed. So we started easy with Beatles, with Elton John, and then they started pushing me. So we inspired each other. I taught them classics, some musicals, and they pushed me forward to jazz and rock and roll. So the last thing we did Queen Sunday, so I played Queen Sunday. I was ready to play for you a solo, but I think it's like time-wise, maybe we need to cut. No? Okay. It is from Bohemian Rhapsody. So, and for conclusion of our concert, I would say that we are very lucky that we came to America, because our goal was to give our kids the opportunity and live in a free world. And our kids, our daughter graduated from Austin. She married Italian, lives in Brussels now. She's marketing director with law firm. And they have two gorgeous girls, 8 and 12, Emily and Julia. And our son is a lawyer. He lives in New Jersey and raising 4 years old, Luke. And even we are so far away, we always keep call each other and try to find any possible time to get together. So we played with Eugene for 45 years. And till now we have very high demands of each other. Every season we give at least one concert, just two of us. We would like to share one of our favorite pieces. It's Saint-Saëns, Ronda Capricciosa, which a couple of years ago Eugene performed with the symphony. So it's one of our favorite pieces. Not tired, we have some encore. Yes? Of course, we learned some American music. So this is Paul Schoenfeld, and the piece called Tin Pan Alley. Chrysler Miniature Venice Waltz. Thank you very much for coming. There's a reception in this fellowship hall. Please go there and we will chat a little bit over there. Thank you very much for coming.